Okay, so today's the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. It's Thursday, July 18th, 2024. So I've got a buddy of mine whose bags are packed in the sense that he's ready to sell his shares the moment shares pop, pursuant to some positive news on the carbon capture front. Now, I have no special insight as to whether or not we're going to get any good news, right? Hopefully we get some good news. But this same individual has from time to time basically said in so many words, I'm paraphrasing, it's just too painful. So keep holding on to shares of Stronghold Digital Mining. And I get that. I really do. I shared with my buddy something that I'll share with you. There's this phrase, don't know where it came from, but it goes along the lines of pain is temporary, quitting is forever. So to the extent, and I'm thinking of my buddy here, this is not investment advice, right? But to the extent somebody's been in shares of Stronghold Digital Mining for the past number of months, right? And maybe your average price is somewhere in the $4 range, maybe, mid to high threes, fours, somewhere in there. If you were lucky enough to pick up some shares at $1.60 or so, right, at our 52-week low, congratulations. But let's just, for the sake of conversation, say that, hey, you're in this thing roughly $3 to $4 a share. If you quit now, which is an understandable option, especially if you're concerned the stock's going to go to zero, right? But if you quit now, that's going to kind of be forever, right? Unless you decide to wait 30 days or so, right? If you're in the United States and you want to try to avoid, a tax, the wash sale rule, right? Or if you have a small gain, even now you want to sell, whatever, take your gain, pretty much come out even. I get it. But as I said to my buddy, hey, I don't know, personal opinion here, not investment advice. I don't know that there's a radical downside risk to the stock price at the present moment. Not to say something may not come out of the blue and push shares of Stronghold Digital Mining back into the ones. You never know. But from my perspective, I don't really see there being a radical risk on the downside, at least not for the very near term here. And I do, however, see there being a very real potential upside to shares of Stronghold Digital Mining should, this is a really big should though, right? Should we get positive news as it relates to the carbon capture project being listed on Puro Earth, thereby making this project commercially transactable. I think that's going to open up a lot of doors and create a lot of opportunity to generate meaningful revenue, differentiated revenue, right? It's not just Bitcoin mining. So, and this individual knows, they know who they are, right? Hey, again, I get it's painful. Trust me, I get it. I really do. I get how frustrating it can be to see shares of Stronghold just kind of like doing nothing. Going up, going down, just kind of like not really having any real sense of direction. Having so many unknowns circulating out there, right? So much ambiguity as to the future. If you've got your bags packed, I understand, I get it, right? Consider, not investment advice, just an opinion here, consider waiting until we get an outcome one way or the other as it relates to the carbon capture project, okay? If for some reason, hey, we're not accepted, right? Hey, it didn't work for some reason. It's weird because we know it works, right? The scientific data shows that it works. But if for some reason there's some issue whereby we cannot immediately be listed on the registry due to a lack of certain types of data that are needed, well then, hey, maybe we go back, we get the data they need, and we resubmit. If we're just flat out rejected, hey, sorry, we don't want your project on our registry, get lost. Hey, you never know. Yeah, it's going to kind of suck. Does it mean that our project is not like an actual carbon capture or carbon, direct air to mineralization project that's scientifically proven to work? No, it's scientifically proven to work. I'm convinced of that. You probably are too. It's just really a matter now of will this registry, which has incredibly high standards, agree that yes, this project meets our incredibly high standards and will be listed on our registry, right? So yeah, there could be a little bit of downside risk if we're completely rejected. Hey, no chance of appeal, no need to submit any additional data. You just can't be on the registry. Yeah, there could be some downside. Are there other registries? Yes. Are there other avenues that we can pursue? Yes. The registry is really kind of reminiscent of our decision as a company to walk in to the SEC through the front door, right? We never did the whole let's merge with a SPAC thing. We went through the formal registration process to have for lack of a better way to describe it, right? A normal through the front door IPO. We did that. Was it more work? Yes. Did it require additional time, effort, energy, and money? Yes. But the company felt it was the right thing to do. Likewise, as it relates to the carbon capture project, the company believes that getting listed on one of the most prestigious registries on planet Earth is the right approach. So I'll leave you with that to ponder. If we completely get rejected, no opportunity for appeal, no chance to submit more data, okay, it's a setback. Does it mean we're quitting? That's it, we're not going to do carbon capture anymore? Of course not. I think a more likely outcome is that they look at all of this data and are incredibly impressed by what we've submitted. They cross the T's, they dot the I's, they maybe ask for some additional info, perfectly normal, perfectly reasonable, and that we get approved. Of course, the market doesn't believe this, right? We're being priced as if though we're bankrupt tomorrow. But I believe, just my opinion, not investment advice, I believe that the more likely outcome, the more reasonable outcome is that we actually do get approved. And then we'll have to see what happens with the stock price. Wouldn't it be more interesting to see what happens to the stock price owning shares of Stronghold Digital Mining than having sold your shares and looking at what happens to the stock price from the sidelines? Something to think about. Okay, my friend, with all of that said, let's stay positive. Let's be great. We'll see each other again tomorrow. If you have never subscribed to this channel, I'd like to invite you to do so. And if you are somebody who truly believes in the future of Stronghold Digital Mining, give this broadcast a thumbs up. It'll help this channel out quite a bit. Okay, my friend, thank you so much. See you tomorrow.